Candace Owens, who's been on sabbatical, had this to say about her friend Charlie Kirk and the President of the United States.
Needed to just take a breather and really process everything that happened with Charlie and what it kind of means in terms of where we are. And I think it is a circumstance where we just know that he was truly betrayed in one of the most egregious ways that I think I've ever seen. It has made me lose faith in politics. It has made me fully lose faith in Trump. And my heart aches for the fact that he gave so much of his life to Trump and to politics. And
it didn't mean anything. Who the fuck is Charlie Kirk? He's just another name. Yeah, he was good at what he did to getting the flock on board with what we were doing. But Candace, who are you kidding? And who are you? Yeah, you got a large platform. You're doing really good. But this is why you are now basically not able to go out in public. You have to travel under the cover of night. You have to have security with you at all times because you dared question the real power structure that made things go. Things were really good for Candace for a number of years. She played right into Conservative Inc. She had a hell of a platform. She had a hell of an alliance, not just with Charlie Kirk, but with dog shit Ben Shapiro as well. But then she had an attack of conscience, and she couldn't get away from it. She probably tried to lie to herself for a while, especially because the money was so good. But if you have any sort of a moral compass, and you see the inhumanity that has been bestowed upon the Palestinian people, the inhumanity of the Israel cause, her conversation with Norman Finkelstein for the first time, and her being brought to tears, listening to Norman talk about his parents being murdered in the Holocaust, and understanding the work that he's done to prevent such a thing from happening again as a result of the Zio state pushing that forward. She is a great podcaster. And she's done a really good job of cultivating a very strong network of people and a very loyal audience as well. I have been saying it for years. Her supporters, they love her. So when she decided to go out on her own, I thought she'd be fine. Now, I can't say the same for a lot of other members of Conservative Inc., that if they're not getting paid off by the corporate Zio lobby, that they would have any chance of surviving. They'll fold up like a cheap fucking suit. That includes people like Michael Knowles and Matt Walsh. But from what I've seen, the only two members of conservative politics that I've seen legitimately have principle and are willing to fight, I'm talking about podcasters. It's Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson. That's it. Now, maybe Charlie Kirk was getting there as a person, but there is no question that he was made an example of. Candace Owens fights harder for Charlie Kirk than his widow and his own family. Something's very wrong here. Something is very off, and it doesn't make any sense. Now, why is that? Because I believe, with rare exception, that everyone has been given the talking to. You get out of line, your fate will be not too different from the one that Charlie suffered from. Candace has my respect and my honor because she really has put herself in harm's way. Credit where it's due.
They just were like, nope, that is it. It serves us or it doesn't serve us, and we want to move on. And so here's a holiday. Bro, if they try to give me a holiday, what is with them giving people a holiday after they kill them? Why is that a thing? You know what I mean? They're like, oh, Martin Luther King, what about this holiday? What about this boulevard? Anyways, let me knock off. Like, they're going to give Charlie Kirk a boulevard. They already.
I mean, could not say it better. Let's give you Juneteenth instead of giving you good bank loan opportunities. Let's give you Juneteenth rather than giving you single-payer health care. Let's give you Juneteenth instead of giving you tuition-free trade schools. Let's give you Juneteenth without undoing the crime bill. Let's give you Juneteenth without restoring Glass-Steagall. Let's give you Juneteenth instead of giving you reparations. Candace has got it.
They did. They did in Israel. They gave him freaking bullet. It's like as soon as they give you a boulevard and a holiday, they definitely killed you. Okay, there's no question. They killed you.
I didn't say it. She said it. And she knows it. She knew it from the second it happened. And she's probably seen that video as well from Ryan Simmons. Pow! If that was a sniper shot through the neck, a slow motion shot would have at least been able to capture the point of entry. There is none. Because it wasn't a sniper shot. It was an explosive. We're going to get to that in a minute.
There's no way. That's like their signature thing. It's like that's what they do. It's the Fed signature. It's how they sign off after they murder you. They're like holiday in a boulevard. And it's never on a nice side of town either. Like Charlie Kirk Boulevard is not going to be a nice side of town. Anyways, I will be back on the 27th, you guys. Thank you guys for all the support throughout these couple of weeks, these last really kind of 6 weeks since Charlie died. And we will see you guys then.
Yeah. Yeah, I think her life has definitely taken a very interesting turn. You can't look at things the same. And as I've said, I'm not a supporter of Charlie Kirk. I went to one Turning Point USA event, and I saw what I needed to see. It's big business. But you try to get in the way of that, even if it's a genocide that you're trying to stand up against? Nope, that doesn't work. But Candace decided to say something that I think probably surprised all of you guys. She just came right out and said they killed him, and she is putting responsibility on the shoulders of the President of the United States. And we said, or as our friend of the show, Anthony Aguilar, said, the assassination of Charlie Kirk was a warning to President Trump. There is another interesting character that is involved in this mess. His name is Mike McCoy. Now, if you don't know who Mike McCoy is, friend of the show, James Lee, is going to educate you all on that.
Let's take a closer look at the behavior of the amazing Mikey McCoy in the seconds and minutes after Charlie Kirk's life was tragically taken away. This is footage compiled by Sam Parker. You can see Mikey identified there on the left, or standing next to the left of the tent. Charlie Kirk has just a few seconds left here on this earth. And you can see here, as soon as Charlie is hit, Mikey, in one swift motion, picks up the phone and looks to be calling someone. Very odd. He doesn't duck down like everybody else. He doesn't run to Charlie's aid. He literally picks up the phone and turns around and starts walking. Back to the footage one more time. You can see, again, Charlie is hit. Mikey.
It just doesn't make any sense other than this was an inside job and several people were in on it and knew exactly what needed to be done once the plan was executed. No pun intended. But this guy, Mikey McCoy, sure looks like he had a hand in this, doesn't it, guys?
One movement, picks up the phone and starts walking. You'll see him disappear from view to the back of the tent, and he will reappear in just a few seconds.
Watch it one more time.
Starts walking. Back to the footage one more time. You can see, again, Charlie is hit. Mikey, one movement, picks up the phone and starts walking. You'll see him disappear from view to the back of the tent, and he will reappear in just a few seconds. And there he is again. You can clearly see that he appears to be on the phone with somebody. That is just odd behavior. I'm sorry. It's very, very weird. You know, it's not criminal behavior, but it is very, very weird. You know, he's just so calm. Here it is, another angle. You can see Charlie below being carried into the SUV, and Mikey is in the distance, looks to be still just on the phone, casually strolling away from the scene of the crime. Is that normal? And maybe the bigger question I'm thinking, and you're probably wondering the same thing too, is who was he calling? Well, I did some digging, and according to the New York Times, it was one Erica Kirk.
I mean, I don't know how they get people to act this way, I think is the big issue here. How do you convince people to just go along with this? The only way that I believe that it's possible to convince people to play along is if everybody's under the threat of assassination. It's pretty much the only thing that makes sense. Now, most people don't want to die, and I can certainly understand that. But the idea that this guy, Mike McCoy, in the instant that Charlie is attacked, this guy picks up the phone and calls his wife? Who the hell is he to call his wife? In the process of this happening. Longtime assistant Mike McCoy. Doesn't even wait to see what actually happened. Let's just call her right away. Maybe freak her out while you're at it. Who knows? We don't know the depths of how far this goes, but what we do know, as a lot of people have suspected. Now, again, I don't know Erica's involvement in this whole fiasco. I'm suspicious of her. And I am very suspicious of her very close business partner, Andrew Colvett. And now this guy, Mike McCoy, who has been working with Charlie Kirk for many years, had the calm disposition in the midst of a clear assassination. Not an assassination attempt, but an assassination that was brought to fruition. And his first instinct was, let me pick up the phone and call Erica Kirk. What did they say? Or what did he say? It's done? Who knows? Maybe we'll find out, maybe we won't. But my God, if there is not a lot of smoke around this whole thing. You guys already know where I stand on this. I want to know when enough people are going to say, I've had enough of this. And when members of Conservative Inc. and even liberal politics who just want to swipe this under the rug, because in the end, we all know who the powers that be answer to. There's a reason why this story doesn't get anywhere near the traction that it does. And why they constantly say, release the Epstein files, which we absolutely want to see released. But they know that there's political gamesmanship involved with the Epstein files. It's much more sinister with the Charlie Kirk assassination. this is something that I am not convinced Israel is going to be able to hold off on. They're desperately trying, but I don't think it's going to work. I think they're going to lose. And I think this will be the straw that breaks the camel's back, because I believe that millions of Christian Zionists, when they, whether confirmed or not, believe that Israel assassinated Charlie Kirk, the mass exodus will begin, if it hasn't already.
Miss Kirk was sitting in her mother's hospital room at 11:23 a.m. local time in Phoenix when she saw the number of her husband's longtime assistant, Michael McCoy, appear on her phone. In retrospect, she said she knew the words, "He's been shot," before Mr. McCoy screamed them. According to official records, Charlie Kirk was shot at 12:23 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 11:23 in Phoenix. So if the New York Times is being 100% accurate, the only person that Mikey could have been on the phone with is Erica. So look, maybe Mikey was just doing his job. He's just Mr. Cool, you know, extreme composure in the face of emergency. Some people have that kind of ability. I don't. Some people do. But the weird part in all this that I can't really let go of is that he witnessed practically nothing, right? He saw Charlie get shot, then he picks up his phone, supposedly calls Erica, immediately turns around, walks away. He didn't even look at Charlie, so he would really have no idea of Charlie's condition, unless, of course, he was told by somebody. Maybe somebody was feeding him the information as he was on the phone. I don't know. Or the quiet part out loud is maybe he knew something was going to happen before it did. Oh, and one last little bit. You'll never believe who was searching for one Mikey McCoy a few months before Charlie's death in July of 2025. I won't say it, but you can see it.
We all know what the answer is. All of these puzzle pieces fit. And the reason they fit, and I see you, Raman. I'm contemplating doing a story on George Zinn. Maybe we'll do that next weekend. But the fact that Mikey McCoy was involved in State Department / Mossad Oppo research 2 months prior to the assassination,
we told him we were going to make him an offer he couldn't refuse, and he didn't refuse it. But unfortunately, Charlie refused his offer, and well, you saw what happened to Charlie. It'd be smart not to make the same mistake. I hope you've all appreciated this lesson. Further instances won't be necessary.
so that's what happened.
Searching for one Mikey McCoy a few months before Charlie's death in July of 2025. I won't say it, but you can see it. And of course, guess what it looks like now? The exact search parameters yielding no results, not enough data. Just another coincidence, so they say, in what is now becoming a long, long, long string of them.
There will be others. If you haven't smashed that like button, please do. We have been hovering at 1,000 live viewers tonight. We've only done it like, I want to say 3 or 4 times total, I think, which is kind of amazing when you think about it. But we're making moves, and you guys are here this evening, and I hope you're enjoying it all, which means, of course, I can't leave just yet. But I 1,000%, no question, agree with James. He is one of the best investigative journalists we have right now. He is doing incredible work. And I worry about his safety.